Please give a warm welcome to Colonel Paul Shelton.
PPALM is made up of military and civilian professionals and college students committed to mentoring and promoting professional development, retention, and advancement of the Asian American and Pacific Islander leaders in the active, reserve, National Guard, Department of Defense civilians and other federal agencies, and in the private sector. Mentoring is a primary mission and core value of PPALM. We want to capitalize on the wisdom and insights of role models and experienced individuals who are committed to the leadership development and success of our members and associates. PPALM's mentoring program is one of many tools in our toolkit to develop a member's leadership acumen. This year, PPALM's WWAAC honoree is Ms. Daphne Kwok, AARP's Vice President for Multicultural Markets and Engagement. Daphne is a renowned leader who actively advocated for the AAPI community in political, economic, and social spheres and for over 20 years. During that time, she worked with a number of national Asian organizations of Chinese Americans and their 10,000 members, ensuring the representation of Chinese American interests at the state level. At the national level, beginning with the Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional Studies, she focused on increasing political leadership of the AAPI community by engaging with elected officials at the local level and with members of Congress. Daphne also served at the Angel Island Immigration Station, assisting in preserving Angel Island's immigration station and its role in shaping America's history. At the Asians and Pacific Islanders with Disabilities of California, she provided a strong voice to break down the stigma of disabled citizens in the AAPI community by providing technical assistance and other services. In July 2010, President Obama appointed Daphne as chair of the President's Advisory Commission on Asian American and Pacific Islanders. As chair, she led the commission in advancing health, social, economic, and political critical issues of AAPIs at the national level. Today, her most important work as AARP's Vice President for Multicultural Markets and Engagement focused principally on individuals over 50. That means most, if not all of us assembled here tonight and across the country are impacted by health, social, and economic issues that Daphne addresses every day. We are the centerpiece of her portfolio. I will let her describe this high level of work in providing extensive services and products to empower the over 50 population in living healthy and productive lives and general well-being. Of note, as a graduate of Wesleyan University, she is the first Asian American to serve on its board of trustees. Unquestionably, Daphne has continued to represent and lead the AAPI community through distinguished service and high honor. As you view the following video, you'll understand more clearly why the PPALM board unanimously selected Ms. Daphne Kwok as the 2017 PPALM Leaders and Legends Award honoree. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this video of a great American.
Daphne Kwok grew up inside the D.C. Beltway with her two younger brothers. Her parents were immigrants from China, coming to the U.S. seeking a higher education. Daphne and her two brothers were always the only Asian American students in their school and one of a handful of students of color throughout her school years. The Kwok children were very close and raised thoroughly in Chinese values and customs. Daphne describes herself as truly Chinese American, being able to take the best of both cultures, backgrounds, and values. Music was a central focus of their extracurricular activities, primarily in violin. Daphne admits that she grew up in a very privileged world with private schools and private music lessons. Unlike other Chinese immigrant parents, Daphne's were very progressive and also extremely non-traditional. Her parents were socially active and very engaged in the community. Daphne says her parents didn't steer or force the children into any field of study or work, perhaps knowing they were clearly not destined for math or sciences. Daphne was thrilled to attend Wesleyan University in Connecticut and discover other Asian classmates. For the first time, she became involved with Asian American student organizations. After college, she returned to D.C. and eventually became the executive director of the OCA, or Organization of Chinese Americans. She also joined the few Asian American Pacific Islander, or API, organizations in D.C. While serving 11 years as executive director of the OCA, she realized even more that APIs had no voice in D.C. Later, she became heavily involved in Democratic Party politics, working to increase Asians not only to register to vote, but to vote Democratic. She worked with the few Asian members of Congress at that time, specifically Senator Daniel Inouye, Congressman Bob Matsui, Congresswoman Patsy Mink, and Congressman Norman Mineta, all Democrats. Daphne also served as executive director of the Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional Studies and as the executive director of the Angel Island Immigration Station Foundation in San Francisco. In 2010, Daphne was appointed by President Obama to serve as chair of President Obama's Advisory Commission on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. She also served as the executive director of Asians and Pacific Islanders with Disabilities of California for 5 years. Today, Daphne leads the AARP's outreach to Asian Americans 50 and over as Vice President of Multicultural Leadership. She also serves as the Wesleyan Trustee Emeritus as the first API trustee. Daphne says her work has been her passion and credits her parents for being the cheerleaders in supporting her efforts. She says they allowed her to be who she wants to be without being forced to be someone else. Congratulations to Daphne Kwok with the 2017 P. Palm Leaders and Legends Award.
Good evening. What an honor to be here tonight with all my fellow honorees, especially a woman I admire at the top of corporate America, and a Suzuki mom as well, Miss Susan Jin Davis. And to be here among the Filipino-American vets who are about to receive a Congressional Gold Medal, who are being led by my hero and mentor, General Tony Taguba, it is truly an honor. And also thank you, and also congratulations to Pauline Ho. Thank you to PPALM, one of our AARP partners, for selecting me as your honoree. And thank you, Colonel Shelton, for the very generous introduction. To Sachi Koto, you made me a news junkie. Watching a confident Asian American woman in the anchor chair was truly something spectacular. When I showed my parents a list of previous honorees, their first reaction was, "They're all your friends." And I said, that's right, they are all my friends. I'm so glad they were able to be here tonight. My mother, thank goodness their New England cruise was sold out, so they couldn't go to New England, so that she's able to be with me here tonight. My parents are my role models for volunteer service and community service. And I humbly accept tonight's award in hopes that my story can inspire somebody out there to think that if Daphne can start off as a very, very quiet and shy Chinese American and can end up meeting with presidents of the United States to talk about immigration reform or welfare reform on behalf of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, then hopefully someone out there too will say, I too can make a difference by speaking up and speaking out. It's amazing when the AAPI community is under fire and is under assault, and you happen to be the only AAPI at the table, your courage and the chutzpah and the boldness somehow just come out. One can never pass on the rare opportunities to educate, persuade, and advocate for the Asian American and Pacific Islander community. In today's America, AAPIs must work with African Americans, Hispanic Latinos, Native Americans, the LGBTQ, and people with disabilities, and Native American community, and women as well, to protect all of our rights that are under assault every single day. I thank you so much for this WWAAC award, and I'm truly honored to be here tonight. Thank you so much.